today we pay tribute to our four-legged friends. So let's start the morning off right.
Welcome to the morning edition. I'm LaDawn Davis.
Good morning. Thanking God it's Friday. The weekend is here. We had a rough day yesterday, a rough week. We were out yesterday during the early voting. And we like to say a lot of persons came and said they watched the morning edition. But Noel and Priska Gibbs, thanks for watching. A special good morning to them out there for watching the morning edition.
It was hot.
It was really hot yesterday. Yes, really hot yesterday. And we... You think about yesterday being hot. Well, this show is really hot this morning. We have lots of snow. Last week we put on a sing-a-thon. You want to stay tuned to the end of the show for what we're going to do today. You want to get them a teaser? We have some slippery something in here today.
Slippery, slidey, slippery.
You'll also be getting some jokes this morning to just wake you up, to make sure that you're up and ready to go. But as usual, we are going to give away our regular prize this morning, all courtesy of the Ministry of Agriculture and Marine Resources. And we're going to put that question up on the screen. In public places in the state of Florida, what's illegal to do when wearing a swimsuit? The number to call, 502-3855, 502-3855. In public places in the state of Florida, what's illegal to do when wearing a swimsuit? And you can win this old backyard farming kit. We have some onion in here, cucumber, carrot, and we also have some okra. So we're going to give that out if you can guess that. What is it illegal to do?
Exposing your...
No, it's nothing about exposing. It's not about drinking. It's a wild, crazy answer. I know persons are going to Google that and make sure that they get this farming kit. But before we get into all of that, Desmond Sanders is out on the street. I know he's ready for the weekend. Desmond, how are things out there?
Well, everything is good, and I'm sure ready for the weekend. But I'm interested to find out for sure about this interesting creature that you're going to bring in the studio this morning. Can I get an idea, at least?
No. It's for the viewers. You know exactly what do we have in there. We want you back in studio as quick as possible because I want you to be a part of this dance.
I'm afraid of, once it's not a frog or a snake, I'll be good, all right? I'll be back with you guys in the studio in just a few minutes. But as you said, the weekend is here. I want to remind motorists to be extra careful and cautious on the streets. Election fever is heating up, and as you are aware, Thursday, general elections will be taking place. So a number of activities going to be taking place as it relates to motorcades on the streets. I'm actually on the intersection of Bernard Road and Village Road. Activities picking up. Want to remind motorists to avoid the downtown area this morning. As many of you are aware, there's a state viewing for a former government official. You want to avoid Tropical Gardens, a number of roadworks taking place in that area. No major incidents to report overnight. However, there were 7 accidents and 8 hospitalized victims. And traffic police telling me that they will be on the streets this week to monitor, to ensure that motorists adhere to the rules of the road. COVID-19 protocols must be followed. And I want you all to have a great weekend. Charles and LaDawn, back to you in the studio.
Thanks a lot, Des. Waiting for you to come back in studio. 79 degrees, that's what we are waking up to. Mostly sunny, humidity 88%. A surface ridge of high pressure will gradually build across the area, resulting in a hot summer-like pattern around the islands. Swells generated by Hurricane Larry will also continue to affect the islands into the weekend. For all areas, weather partly to mostly sunny and hot, with a chance of isolated showers and thunderstorms today. Fair and mild tonight with a stray shower or two possible. The high temperature today should reach about 93 degrees Fahrenheit, overnight low of 75. And as we look ahead to the weekend, Saturday and Sunday looking pretty good. Expect some rain in the forecast. So bring out those umbrellas, but expect to have a good weekend as well.
Thousands of Bahamians headed to the polls yesterday to cast their ballots to decide who governs the country for the next 5 years. Among them, Deputy Prime Minister the Honorable Desmond Bannister, who voted in Fort Charlotte. He says the electorate must consider that government was confronted with natural disasters in the form of Hurricanes Irma and Dorian, and had also to deal with the worst pandemic in history with COVID-19.
Look at how the Prime Minister has protected Bahamians. Look how those Bahamians who didn't have food were able to have food to be fed through the feeding network. How we cared for Bahamians and what we did, what we had to do to ensure we protected our people. There's never been a parallel in history. There's never been a situation that the government has faced like this, and we have faced it, and we have done whatever had to be done for our people.
Meantime, opposition leader Philip Brave Davis and DNA leader Arinthia Komolafe also casting ballots yesterday.
What I say to people who want to vote in the pandemic, just follow the COVID protocols. Wear your mask, sanitize your hands, and just stay safely distanced from other voters. Once you engage in that process, you have minimized your risk of being infected by COVID.
Insofar as the polling divisions themselves are concerned, the relevant safety protocols are being carried out, the social distancing is being carried out, and all of the sanitizing and all of that.
Saturday News also caught up with a few of the candidates vying for a seat in the House of Parliament to get an idea of their plans to transform their communities if elected on September 16th.
I came in to see if wanting to know what the residents' concerns are, what matters to them, and how we work together to make it happen. So having spoken to them, we're going to be prioritizing traffic management, neighborhood safety, empowerment of entrepreneurship, and the development of children in the area, among other priorities.
We in the Democratic National Alliance have pledged that we'll ensure that all the hairdressers, all the nail technicians, the plumbers, the electricians, all those young people, regardless of their past, don't care if they've been in jail a year or two. That doesn't matter. You sign up, we'll ensure that you get your business cards for free. We'll make sure I get your business license for free. We'll make sure I get all your inland revenue documents kind of calibrated properly. There's an issue with high unemployment, and the PLP has been able in the past to address those issues. I have every confidence that we'll be able to do it this time.
We need to deal with certain issues with wayward youth. We need to have programs to be able to get them involved with, to be able to get them off the streets and doing positive things.
The Pan American Health Organization country representative Dr. Eldana Boysen weighing in on the suggestions offered to government holding general elections in this COVID environment. Dr. Boysen says both PAHO and the European Union have provided documents on how that would occur. She said it's a matter of logistics.
It's like voting by post, but you must have a functioning postal service for that, obviously, and there must be sufficient time. You must, and to ensure that it's done securely. There's been digital voting, and again, there must be sufficient time to make sure that it's done securely. There have been challenges with that in some countries, and many countries have not been able to achieve that. Some places, there's specific voting booths. This is where you have all the persons together. For example, in a prison, a voting booth can be set up in a prison facility to facilitate prisoners to vote.
136 new COVID infections recorded on the latest dashboard, 115 in the capital, 10 in Grand Bahama, 4 in Exuma, 3 in Abaco, 2 in Eleuthera, 1 apiece in Andros, as well as Bimini and Cat Key. Hospitalizations at 195 with 18 persons critically ill. The overall COVID infections for the country stands at 19,275 with 3,400 recoveries. The Ministry of Education refuting claims on social media about COVID-19 testing for students. Education officials maintain that students are not required to present a negative rapid antigen test result to return to school campuses. The Ministry of Education advises the public that the information circulated on social media is false and persons should desist from further spreading that content.
Chisholm sending this 97-mile-per-hour fastball from New York Mets pitcher Jeurys Familia. Get out of here, deep into the upper deck seats for his 50th homer of the season. The blast was measured at 402 feet, but I think it was more than that, as this was the go-ahead winning hit as the Marlins took this game from the New York Mets 3-2. Special moment with the fans in the stands.
A lot of my family and stuff that came into the game today, so they're all looking at me after I went 0 for 3 today in my last step out there, like, you gonna do something today? And I was just like, I'm gonna try. Just takes focus, and like, you got your teammates behind you, and if everybody trusts in you, and everybody's looking at you to help them and take this swing to help us not go into extras. I mean, I look at a lot of guys in the lineup, and I have that same feeling, like, okay, we're not gonna have extras tonight because one swing could change it, and that's the same way they looked at me before my at-bat. So I was just in there, I was dialed in, and I got it.
Joel Jones dropping in 21 punts, pulled down 14 rebounds, and also added 3 steals and 2 blocks, propelling the Connecticut Sun to their 11th straight win, 75-57 spanking of the LA Sparks to secure a double bye into the WNBA playoff semifinals. Having not lost since the season resumed from the Olympic break, the Suns sit atop of the standings at 23-6, 2 games ahead of the Las Vegas Aces, with 3 games to play on the season and needing just 1 win in their final 3 games to secure the top seed.
We understand that it's definitely an advantage going into the playoffs. We understand that most teams that are in those situations go on to the finals, and it kind of allows us to rest our body and prepare for our next opponent, or the opponent that makes it out of the quarters. So we're excited about it. We understand the opportunity that we have.
And when we come back, we will tell you what this Bahamian YouTuber has been up to. So keep it locked.
Activate your power with the new Scotia Card MasterCard Debit. Experience the power of convenience with speedy payments made with a simple tap. Feel the power of safety with enhanced security from our chip and pin technology, which grants you extra protection at the ATM, online, and at point of sale protection. Your access is granted. Make purchases here or when you choose to travel with priceless MasterCard offers. Activate your power with the new Scotiabank MasterCard Debit Card.
Not having the choice to dine indoors is so 2020. Make your appointment to be vaccinated today.
This message has been brought to you by the Government of the Bahamas in conjunction with the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
Believe it or not, there are hundreds of teenagers here at home making the firm decision to get the Pfizer vaccine. They say making this stride will help the country get back to what it used to be. Well, this morning we talked to one student about her experience.
I took the vaccine 3 weeks ago because I'm about to take my 2nd dose.
Amid a surge in COVID-19 cases, 14-year-old Shania Pinder made the decision to protect her family from the killer virus by joining hundreds of young Bahamians in getting the Pfizer vaccine shot in the arm. On Friday, an excited Shania will get her 2nd dose at the Secundal G. Lysagh's Gymnasium. And while some may have had it rough, Shania boasts that her experience so far has been without incident.
After I took it, I didn't have any side effects, surprisingly. I didn't have any. Going to get the shot, I wasn't really scared, but I am terrified of needles. So me knowing I had to get a needle in my arm, like, I'm gonna get a needle, I'm gonna get a shot. But I wasn't really nervous about what was gonna happen after I got it. I just knew that I need to get it so I'll be able to take us a step closer to the end of this.
All the teen's immediate family, save her 2 younger siblings, have taken the shot. Shania is equally pleased that most of her classmates at Kingsway Academy have done so as well.
All of my other classmates that are in all my classes have taken the vaccine. I think maybe 2 or 3 haven't taken it yet. But after they took it, they were like a little tired. But after that, they didn't have any side effects.
And for those still sitting on the fence about getting the vaccine, the straight-A student issued this piece of advice.
I encourage you to go and get the vaccine because I know not a lot of people like doing virtuals, so getting the vaccine is taking us closer to going back in school, to have the teachers in front of you so you could have that face-to-face experience again.
You may be familiar with Bahamian social media sensation Christian Adam G. Well, Crystal Darling sits with a young content creator who shares how he rose from obscurity, becoming a YouTube success story with hundreds, thousands of subscribers.
It's always best to not overthink what you do, you know? I cut on the camera, and I say what I want to say, and I do what I want to do.
With 88.6 thousand followers on Instagram and 718,000 subscribers on YouTube, social media content creator Christian Adam G might be familiar to you.
So I was watching YouTube for the longest, you know. I just never, I guess, had the courage to start it. I was always telling myself, you know, one day I'm gonna do it one day. And then when I, you know, when we was low on money, I was like, okay, it's time for me to start now, you know? And so that's when I officially was like, you know, it's time to do this.
And when the Bahamian social media icon started off, he wasn't producing the kind of content that he does now.
Honestly, I didn't even like to be put in the box, you know? When I first started this YouTube thing, it was like hair tutorials. And then I move on to doing like the regular YouTube stuff, you know, challenges, stuff like that. And then where am I right now? I'm trying to just do stuff that's original by me, you know what I mean?
He recalls his most viewed video with 9.9 million views to date. Scary Halloween Ghost Prank.
I asked one of my guys to use this host. They have like a big host, and I just bugged the host right up, you know, speakers, you know, put like fishing lines on the chairs so you could pull them out, all kinds of stuff. It's like a big thing. It looks real too.
And even though many of his videos have thousands of likes, after 5 years of building up his social media profile, Adam says that he's now ready to shift gears.
YouTube ain't necessarily my end goal, you know? What I would like to do is to be in a movie or have my own TV show. You know, I got offered it one time and I am losing it, but that's my end goal, you know? I wanna get so busy where I'm not doing YouTube no more, you know, and just YouTube be something I do for fun.
And here's his advice to those trying to break through on social media.
Have fun, you know, because if you're having fun, then, you know, it only so long you can actually do that before you actually start to change to something else. So that's my advice I would give to people.
And as we head to the break, we take a look back at a day in Bahamian history. On September 10th, 1997, approximately $72 million was earmarked for the expansion to the Royal Bahamas Defense Force's Coral Harbor Base. Also on this day in 2004, tennis pro Mark Knowles teamed up with Canadian partner Daniel Nestor to win the men's doubles championship at the U.S. Open.
Getting your kids back to school is as easy as 1, 2, 3 with Omni Financial. Receive up to $3,000 in 48 hours at reduced fees with Omni Flash Cash. Pick up those back-to-school supplies with any of our financing partners or send money worldwide to any of our 4 remittance brands with Omni Money Transfers. Visit any of our Omni locations throughout the Bahamas. Omni Financial for all your back-to-school financial needs and more.
I miss going out with my friends and dancing the night away.
I miss being asked, do you want to sit inside or outside at a restaurant?
I really miss traveling without having to get these COVID tests stuck up my nose.
I miss not having to wear a mask everywhere.
I miss going out to see a late night movie.
Want the pandemic to end? Make your appointment now to get vaccinated.
This message has been brought to you by the Government of the Bahamas in conjunction with the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
Do you know that adherence is more than taking medications? It calls to you to stick to the medical regimen as prescribed by your healthcare provider. Please keep your lab appointments, as these determine the effects medications are having on your body. Follow-up doctor's appointments are necessary, as this is the time when the doctor performs a physical examination and discusses any test results and any concerns or issues you may have with your course of treatment. Sticking to prescribed diet and exercise regimens can improve medication effectiveness and contributes to overall health and well-being. Make a commitment today to be adherent to your medication regimen and practice healthy living.
This message has been brought to you by the Bahamas AIDS Foundation with funding provided by PEPFAR, USAID Local Capacity Initiative Small Grant.
As Grand Bahama and Abaco residents reflect on Hurricane Dorian's destruction 2 years ago, they're also remembering their four-legged friends who did not survive. Here's Jamila Mizik with that story.
It is a day that will forever be remembered, as dangerous Hurricane Dorian not only claimed the lives of residents in Grand Bahama and Abaco, but animals were also the victims of the storm's destruction. Some 2 years later, the Grand Bahama Humane Society dedicating a memorial to the animals of Grand Bahama who perished during Hurricane Dorian.
A lot of people might be aware that we lost over 100 animals here at our shelter, which was not expected to flood, but did. And animals were lost all over the island, especially out east and the bridge area. So we felt like it was important to honor them. The human-animal bond is a strong one, and you know, the storm took a lot. It took human lives, it took animal lives, it took homes, you know, and it just felt like, you know, we should do something to honor those lives that were lost as well.
Executive Director Elizabeth Tip Burrows explaining the significance of the memorial.
The stone was donated, and this stone is actually from just offshore Grand Bahama. It was brought up from a depth of I don't know how many feet, but it's, I think, hundreds of thousands at least, or if not millions of years old, so it felt appropriate to have something so resilient as a memorial marker. We didn't want to just have your, you know, typical statue kind of monument type thing. We wanted to kind of personalize it and make it, you know, feel kind of more heartfelt, I guess. And then the sign was painted by a supporter of ours, and we have plants planted there and some benches, so over time it's going to be really beautiful, a really nice spot people can come and reflect if they want to.
Now the GB Humane Society lost all of the animals in their care during the storm, but Burrows says since then they now have 70 cats and 140 dogs in their possession. She says they are doing their best to take care of the animals, but it remains difficult without the proper finances. She's making this appeal.
Remember, we're here. We seem to be forgotten a lot, and we're really struggling right now financially. Not sure how we're going to keep our doors open, to be honest with you. So we just need people to realize that the work we do here is important. Even if you're not an animal lover, it benefits everyone. And if we have to close these doors, I don't know what'll happen. So it's you know, we can't function without money.
Well, ever heard about snakes on the plane? Well, we've got snakes in the studio. And joining us here this morning is brand environmentalist Mr. Scott Johnson. Mr. Johnson, welcome to the morning edition.
Thanks for having me.
I'm a bit scared. I'm sure fresh you're scared.
No need to be afraid at all. Don't take them out yet. Just the interview part. Okay.
So talk to us a little bit about what do you have? What do you have for us this morning?
So I currently have 3 species of snakes ranging in size from about 8 inches all the way up to about 5 to 6 feet. So I have a Bahama trope, aka a pygmy boa or a dwarf boa. I have a corn snake, and I'm going to talk about that. That's not native. And then I have a Bahamian boa. And I just want to say, I want to thank Adastra for lending me their snakes for this presentation.
Let me check something. How did you get into this kind of thing?
Well, I was always interested in Bahamian wildlife because our animals are some of the most amazing creatures on the planet. People come from miles around to see our Caribbean flamingos, our parrots. But what a lot of people don't realize is that our reptiles also are magnets for tourism and magnets for visitors and stuff like that. And they also bring in tens of millions of dollars into the Bahamian economy. You know, some people go out and look for iguanas. They want to see the iguanas. Those iguanas help to bring money into the economy. And as much as Bahamians don't like snakes, snakes are one of the coolest reptiles in the country.
And what do they, I know they eat rats. What other things do they do?
So they eat rats, lizards, frogs, bats, and birds.
Wow.
And this is my good friend, LaDawn. And Desmond is also part of the morning show. We don't want to leave him out of this excitement. So we're going to bring Desmond in here as we...
Yeah, come on in. Get some of this. He's going to show us how to...
I'm going to show you.
Okay, it's your time to do it now. I can start far back.
Okay, so I guess, well, I'm close by, so yeah.
So I'm going to start with the smallest, one of these smallest snakes that we have in the country. This is a Bahama trope, a.k.a. a pygmy boa.
Desmond, you have the privilege of touching it first and playing with it.
So As you can see,
I'm gonna let you touch it.
as
So
you can
why
see,
is it-
it's
why is it
curled up
curled
in a
up? Yeah.
ball, and the reason why it's doing that is because it is a little nervous, a little scared, and so this is another reason why they would call this a shame snake, because it covers its head, balls up in a tight ball, just as a form of defense. And what it also does is, if it gets too scared, it'll bleed out of its eyes and its mouth, and that's called auto-hemorrhaging. So I'm just gonna gently try and open it up so that you could really see the little animal. And there it is. So this is our smallest constricting snake. They reach about a foot in length.
Desmond, touch it.
And this one is actually kind of small. They get a little bit bigger than this.
Okay.
All right, so they're not that bad. See?
It's not that bad.
No.
Desmond say it's not that bad, but
No,
it's
it's not
moving.
that bad.
It's,
Yeah.
Okay,
it's,
we've
it's
now-
alive.
All right. So this again is a Bahama trope, aka a pygmy
Okay.
boa.
Okay. All right, that's the size it grows.
Right, and also this snake is
Cover
found.
it up because it's coming up.
Yeah, this snake is found only in
keep
the
that tight.
Bahamas. So this
Okay,
is
so
a
the
Bahamian
big
endemic.
boys.
Let me put this on the
So
side.
Scott, the
All
big
right.
boys are coming out
So now I'm
now.
going to bring out the other ones.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
All right, so
Take one at a time.
there are some snakes that are not native to the Bahamas.
Oh, it's big. Ooh. Okay.
And one would be this.
Why y'all running by?
So this is a corn snake.
Yeah,
A lot of Bahamians would see this around the island. This snake was introduced. You can go there. Yeah, this snake was introduced in the Bahamas
And Desmond is shaking.
a few decades ago.
Woo!
And it is. I don't want you to drop it. And it is a constricting snake. It eats rats, frogs, and mice. It can grow up to about 5 feet long.
Okay. And it's not poisonous, right?
No.
Turn
We
the
have
head-
no
turn the head
snakes
that way
that
so
are
I can
venomous
pet it.
to
Okay.
humans.
Oh.
Turn the head that way so I can pet it. Yeah, turn the head
Yeah.
that way.
There you go.
I believe there have been some sightings.
Yeah.
Yeah, there have been a lot of sightings of these animals, which is indicating that the population is growing. Again, this is not a native
Turn
snake.
the head that way
big
so I
one
can
in
touch it. You don't follow instructions.
Well, this is not a native snake. This is originally from the southeastern United States, and it came in most likely through containers carrying products from Florida. Florida is a mecca for invasive species and non-native species.
Put it around Fisher's neck.
No, get the next. Don't put it
around his
So
neck.
this is a corn snake. It is harmless. They can be a bit feisty.
Okay.
But it's not dangerous to
Turn
humans.
the head
okay?
that way. How many times I can touch
So
it?
how do they mate and I guess?
Okay, so
yeah.
how they mate is, well, let me show you.
Okay, can we see the next snake?
Yeah.
That's the bigger one.
So I can show you the next snake, but right here, this is their vent,
Okay.
also known as their cloaca. You can see that little scale
Okay.
right there.
Desmond, touch this.
Yeah.
You scared?
Come on, Fisher, you punk out.
I'm doing the.
You punk out.
You never played with snakes when you grew up.
And I'm in the
Fun
bottom.
fact about snakes.
Punked out, all
Fun
right.
fact about snakes and odd lizards is that they have 2 penises.
Okay, all right, let's get to the next
Two.
snake.
They have two.
2, yes.
Okay.
For mating, yeah. And now I
Fisher,
bring out,
come in.
I bring
Accept the
out our
challenge.
largest snake.
Oh, it's moving. It's
Yeah, it's gonna move.
It's
yeah.
oh, it's coming out.
It's not gonna come out. All right, so give me a second.
Okay. Oh, this one is huge. Look
Yeah.
at it.
So I'm gonna bring out this lovely
And what's
lady.
the name? And what's the
What's
what's
you call
this one
it?
called?
Lovely?
This lovely lady. This is a Bahamian boa. Let's see. if I can get it out.
Wow.
Yeah. So this.
Wow, this is a big one.
Did I have breakfast this morning?
Nope. This is a
Did
Bahamian
it
boa.
Wow.
Yep. Our largest native terrestrial snake, reaching lengths of about 8 feet. Okay. So
Poses no significant.
no threat to humans. Pleasure.
So it eats rats.
And this one is the rat killer. This is the one that you want around your yard.
Your yard.
A lot of Bahamians don't like these animals.
Coming close.
No, sir.
A lot of Bahamians don't like these animals, but
No,
these
sir.
animals are extremely important to our Bahamian
No,
environment. They get rid of a
No.
bunch of things that we don't want. The rats, the mice.
How do we rid out our fear of animals like?
What's that?
Well, you got to keep interacting with them. You got to have time in which you go and you meet up with persons who like animals like these, and then you try and the only way you could beat your fear is to what's the term? If you want to overcome your fear, you have to come to the organism that's making you so scared and see that these animals are not dangerous, and that you can work with them. I'm not saying that everybody has to like snakes, because I know everybody isn't. Everybody's not going to love snakes, but just respect the animals. The animals are not here to pose any threat to you. They're just doing what they normally do.
Don't tell me go on camera. I ain't going.
Wow.
Okay. Let's put that on the side because I got to give the trivia answer.
Stay right there. Stay right there. Stay right there. This is for him. We need to have you back.
Don't come on our daily winner here today.
Act right.
It is, what is it illegal to do in the state of Florida? Sing. And the winner is Desiree Knowles, and you can pick up your farming kit from the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas today.
That's when it's moving. I think it likes me. Look at it. It likes me.
Yeah.
Go closer.
But again, this is Bahamian boa. Oh, I'm supposed to mention that we have 5 species of boas in the country.
That is.
Just touch it once, Flash.
No, sir.
No?
Oh, man.
Oh, for sure. Oh, for sure.
You gotta come here more often.
Yeah.
Like more than
yeah.
All right.
Land of the salt, the sun, sand, and sea. In Aqua Island is the place to be. And once you get a taste, man, you gon' get hope. In Aqua woman, boy, this your get hook, I tell you. Aqua is the best kept secret, the best kept secret in the world.
Activate your power with the new Scotia Card MasterCard Debit. Experience the power of convenience with speedy payments made with a simple tap. Feel the power of safety with enhanced security from our chip and pin technology, which grants you extra protection at the ATM, online, and at point of sale protection. Your access is granted. Make purchases here or when you choose to travel with priceless MasterCard offers. Activate your power with the new Scotiabank MasterCard Debit Card.